In this video, we're going to look at one of the most powerful tools in the Mind Workstation arsenal. And this tool is unique to Mind Workstation. It's not in Neural Programmer or any of the other transparent programs. So it's definitely a key selling feature for Mind Workstation. And that is the node generator tool, which I'm going to open up here. And what the node generator does is it will create nodes for you based on the criteria that you enter into the boxes here. And there are two sections, and they are the generation times and the values. So in this particular default setting, it's going to be the full session from 0 minutes to 30 minutes. So it'll be a 30-minute session. And we're going to create a node every 6 minutes. So it's going to create a total of 5 nodes, one every 6 minutes. And then here you're specifying the node values. Now I'm on a high density display, so this message is cut off here. But basically what it says is that you separate the values by commas, and then if the nodes exceeds it, then roll over. And we'll actually see that in this session, how that works, because it's wanting 5 nodes, but we only have 4 values, and that's by default, I guess, to demonstrate this. So we'll also allow the replace existing nodes and for it to generate whole numbers. So let's generate, and we see that a session is created for us automatically. And it has nodes starting at 0 of 5 hertz, one at 6 minutes for 10 hertz, one at 12 minutes at 15 hertz, one at 20 minutes for 18 hertz, and that's the 4 that we specified. And then an additional one, that's the rollover, at 24 minutes. So that's the same as this first value because it rolled over. Now, if we were to change that and add an additional one, let's say at, let's make it 30, just so we can get a ramp upward. And we'll choose to replace the nodes, so it'll go over the top. Now we see that that last node has been created, so the number of nodes matches the list. Now this is just the simplest way to do it, but of course you could, from here, just create a session entirely. So I could start at 13. I could, let's do that's an alpha session, so I'll drop down to 8. Let's stay at 8. And then let's climb up to 13. And then at the end, we'll go up into beta at 18. And we want to choose to replace them. And we'll generate. And so, see, there is a whole session created just in seconds. So if I wanted to go ahead and use a trick that I showed in the other video of syncing with the block, I'll sync with the entrainment block and use a little formula that does times 20. Then we'll have us a perfect little session created here. The ramps and all of that, a very simple skeletal session. So you could see that generating nodes is very powerful in that sense of just entering from boxes, but it's really a randomization engine as well. Now see, I could also go in here and instead of every 6 minutes, I could be more specific. So I could say, maybe I don't want this long ramp down over 6 minutes. Maybe I want that ramp to be 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 12 minutes, 18 minutes, 24 minutes, 30 minutes. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes. So we would start at 13. We would drop down to 8. We would stay at 8. Then we would go to 13. And we would stay at 13, and then we would go to 18. And this actually needs to be 29. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Replace the existing nodes. Generate. So see, there you go. That's how you enter it. And you know, you have to be pretty familiar with the session structure to do that, but it's really quite quick once you are, and you may not have to be entirely exact because you can do some edits afterwards. It's a quick way to put in several different nodes. So let's say, for instance, that I just wanted an alpha range. I wanted some variety within the alpha range over this period from 18 minutes to 29 minutes. So I would set the generation start at 18 minutes. And let's bring it a little short so we can come back to 13. So I'll make it over 10 minutes, which will take it to the 28-minute mark. And now we're going to random create nodes, and you can use fractional numbers. So I'll do 0.25, which is 15 seconds, and I'll do 0.5, which is 30 seconds. So this is in minutes. So anywhere between 15 seconds and 30 seconds, it'll randomly choose a value in that range. And then I'm going to also choose random values in the alpha range between 8 and 13. Now, in this case, I do not want to replace the existing nodes because I need to fill in this area, but I want to keep the rest of the session. So let's generate. And there you go. You see that. Now see, this one, for example, would be a little extreme. So I could just go ahead and back it up to, let's say, 17 minutes, which I can get close there. And then I'd have a little bit more of a ramping breathing room. Now, this is now randomized within the alpha range. So you can quickly create, and you can see that the audio pitch is chained to it. So I've quickly created a nice random bit of an alpha session toward the end. So if you're using something like audio strobe or spectrostrobe, you could have some nice visual variety, but you also have a little bit more audio variety as well toward the end of your session. So that's one use of the random generator, and it's an extremely powerful feature. You can do tons and tons of things with this to not only create randomized areas of your session, which there is a massive advantage to vary things that you might normally not think that you would, like volume nodes, brightness nodes, things that keep your brain interested while the session's going because they're always slightly varying, so it's not just a static presentation. But also you're able to create extremely structured sessions, and we'll be going into this in more and more detail. But in this video, I just wanted to give you a brief look and overview of the node generation capabilities that are unique to Mind Workstation and a great selling point.